So far I am pretty darn impressed. Okay, so this is the final look. It's
pure blackness, oneness so rare. And if you just believe in the Most High, I know you'll be alright, Mama Africa.
Alright, you guys, this is the final look, okay, with the foundation and the concealer. And I use the concealer as a primer for my eyes. I also use the concealer to kind of color correct around my mouth as well. So far I am pretty darn impressed. Okay, so this is the final look. It's about 8:15 p.m. right now, so I'm gonna come back 10 hours later tomorrow morning, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna talk about, we're gonna give it to you raw and uncut, baby, especially after my experience with JUVIA'S. Okay, I was not happy. It took me almost 3 weeks to get this product after filing a claim with PayPal before I got my product. Like, I've never had such a bad experience with JUVIA'S before, and I always order from them. But I must say it was well worthy thus far. So, and let's see how it looks after 10 hours, and I'll give you guys my final opinion, because I feel like if I film the entire video right now and then come back later, I know it can change. So let's see, let's try it different this time. Let's test it out if we still feel the same, and then let's come back and give you my verdict raw and uncut. Okay, so see you guys. Ciao ciao. And also on my eyes, yes, I got JUVIA'S on my eyes. Like, I am an avid supporter of JUVIA'S, so I was really bothered. But anyways, I'll be back. Hi guys, I am back, and it is about 7:20 a.m. the next day. So if you are interested in my opinion on these beautiful jewels right here, okay, if you're interested, I'm finally here. Let's talk about it. And so yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So guys, thank you for staying tuned. So you can see that my face looks as fresh as I stepped out last night around, I think, 8 also. I don't remember the time, but like, my face looks intact. Like, I granted it wasn't hot or anything like that, but still, like, this is a full coverage foundation. So first of all, let's talk about what I have here. Beautiful packaging, and of course, you guys know JUVIA'S came out with a new foundation. It's called I Am Magique, Je suis magique, and I have the color Burkina 310. I originally ordered color 230 Malawi, but that was too dark. Thank God, after watching more reviews as it was popping up, I ended up getting color 310 Burkina, which is a neutral warm undertone. However, I do think I am a neutral golden undertone, which was 300 Gabon. So if I would have ordered again, I would have done 300 Gabon, because I feel like I have a little bit of golden undertone, not too much, just a little bit of touch, because I feel like this is a little on the reddish orange side, not too much, just a tad bit. I feel like I need a little bit more brightness, you know what I mean? And also, this foundation is I would say it's more on the matte side, meaning that if you have dry skin or normal to dry skin, you want to use as many hydrating products as you can to make this look good, you know what I mean? Because I know they say it's a velvet matte finish. I would say more on the mattifying side, if anything. So if you don't use like a hydrating primer, a hydrating setting spray, if you don't wet your beauty blender, things like that, you will look matte. Okay, so it's more on the mattifying side, meaning that I would never wear this without hydrating my face, without hydrating products, because I will look more like my elegant matte foundation, which means that they're both wearable for all skin types. But if you want that healthy, that glass skin, or that healthy looking skin, your skin better, fresh makeup, I would suggest you follow those tools I just mentioned. And then, however, I do think that the concealer, oh, this is so gorgeous. But what's going on with these fat doe foot applicators? They kind of look scary, but they're doable. But this packaging is so beautiful, and it does have a little bit of a kickback. which can be annoying sometimes because you kind of have to push it out. But I like it because it does prevent the product from leaking out with that kickback. Because as you guys see, if you guys did see my prior video, I was mentioning that a lot of the lipsticks tend to leak, like the Milani lip plumpers, because they don't have that kickback. So if you're not careful enough, it will just spill out. But that kickback factor I just displayed does help with that. And the packaging, this is so tiny, okay, and it's good for traveling, obviously. But if you watch my Revlon video, which is coming up soon, or if it is up already, I will link it down below. This is beautiful packaging. However, I do like when companies put pumps on the foundation. A glass bottle is always better. However, if you're gonna use a tube, I think you should put a pump, just like the Revlon foundation, which I love. That packaging right there is impeccable. So I definitely do think this could have done even better with the pump, because it is hard to take product out of here. You can waste too much, you can take out too much. And given that, as you see, baby, this is a full coverage foundation, and of course I do not need a full coverage foundation. I have beautiful skin, thank you for my parents' genes. I don't need full coverage. However, I am such an avid supporter of JUVIA'S. I tend to order most of their products when they do come out with something new, unless it really doesn't appeal to me, or unless it's something that I feel like I already have, or if it's not something that I will wear all the time, then I will stay away. But for the most part, I do enjoy JUVIA'S products. Yeah, so like I was saying, I do feel like, what was I saying? So yeah, I do order most of their products. So like I said, this definitely needed a pump. It would have been just perfect. It's full coverage. So I just feel like, for me, this is not something that I will gravitate towards, like I said, especially because I got the right color but the wrong undertone. But it's not obvious. It's only if you're into makeup like me that you will notice that the undertone is a little bit off, okay? But that's about it. Again, you only need a little bit and it goes a long way. They came out with 42 shades, and yes, they came out with 3 kingdoms. We have the Nubian kingdom, which is the darkest, the medium, and then the fair. And they also started with the darkest shade, so which made it so confusing for me. Oh my god, when I was ordering, I was going crazy. And they started with the darkest shade first, and they went to the lightest shades last. So again, it's a good concept. I don't really think it does any breakthrough innovation in the makeup community. This is just my opinion, because with colors, just even with just the color spectrum, we don't tend to go dark to light. Yeah, it's usually light or brightest to dark. So it doesn't really, if you want to talk about inclusivity, I don't feel like it's something that we should just go woo-hoo about. But if you want to go woo-hoo, then just go woo-hoo. But I mean, it's just okay. It's normal to just go, you know, I don't feel it like when brands do light to dark, I don't feel like it's discrimination. I don't feel like it's not inclusive. I just feel like that's like the norm. It's not really like, oh, they think, oh, I'm gonna do light to dark to piss them off. You know what I mean? I don't really care so much that the dark is first, the lightest is last. I don't care for that, okay? But if they want to do that, great, we love it. However, I don't like when companies do something and they don't give credit where credit is due. I think for what I know, for my little time in the makeup community or the beauty community, I think Beauty Bakery came with that first, so let's give them some props, okay? Let's praise them, because they're the ones who really put that darkest shade first factor into our community. Like, we just know that from Beauty Bakery. And I think Uma Beauty is a new brand that just hit Ulta a couple of months ago. I think they also came with that factor, and at the same time JUVIA'S also jumped on the bandwagon. But I think we're giving JUVIA'S more of a credit for something that was already done by 2 other upcoming indie brands, I believe. So let's give them a round of applause, and let's also thank JUVIA'S for following in their footsteps. Yeah, okay. So now, like I was saying, so there's 3 kingdoms, 8 families, and in each family I think we have 6 undertones for each. So this kind of made things a little bit confusing. What I would like to see is for companies to have some type of universal complexion shade range, and because I feel like it gets really confusing, especially if you have to order online where you can't return. It's just too stressful, okay? Makeup is every single day that they're releasing, so we don't have time to be doing too much mathematics and, you know, thinking. Okay, so I would like for all companies to have some kind of major guide where we just know, okay, I'm a neutral golden, I can find my shade in most companies without having to stress, because they're kind of going to be in the same type of, you know, shade range. You know, if I'm neutral golden here, it should be the same as neutral golden with NARS. I shouldn't be neutral golden in NARS and that matches me perfect, and then in JUVIA'S, I'm like deep dark. You know what I mean? Like, I'm starting to get so confused. So one thing I would like to see is for all companies to come with some type of consensus where they have some type of guide so that we don't get so confused, because every brand is coming up with their definition of complexion shade, their definition of undertones, and it's getting a little bit confusing. Granted, I'm very happy 42 shades is great, but I also want to mention that 42 shades does not always mean that you always going to find your best shade. Sometimes it gets confusing because, for instance, here I felt like I could match 4 different shades. I felt like I could do Lagos, I felt like I could do Burkina, I felt like I could do Gabon, and I also felt like I could do Malawi. So more shade does not always mean better. I just want companies to understand that. We thank you, but just try to make it so it actually makes sense. Okay, so that's one thing. So like I said, the velvet matte finish means that it is good for all skin tones. I don't feel dry at all, I don't feel tight, I don't feel like it emphasizes anything on my skin. But granted, I use as many hydrating products as I could for this look, so that's why I look so nice and fresh and not matte. But again, it's more on the matte side, if anything. Yeah, and I don't need full coverage, so this is not something that I would gravitate towards for every day. But for like a glam day, like a wedding or like a long day, yes, a party, a night out, I would definitely go for this. This is a flawless foundation, I gotta give them that. They also came out with 24 concealers, which I like. The concealer really complements the foundation, I feel, because it has a little bit of like a healthy glass skin type of glow. I feel like it complements it so well. When I applied the concealer, I felt like it was like a little bit wet, and I love that, so it blended in very well. So I do appreciate that effect. Okay, and also it blended flawlessly. I used it to kind of color correct here, and also as a primer for my eyes, and I think it works like wonders. So number 12 is amazing. I love it. I think it's a perfect shade for me for highlighting, perfect for me for primer on my eyes, and then for color correcting, I will go a little bit darker. This is a really good product. I actually prefer this over the foundation. Not to say that the foundation is not good, it's just that it's more matte. So this concealer is so worthy. It's beautiful. It's like a healthy, your skin but better under your eyes, pretty much. Okay, so I like that very much. So like I said, the foundation blended well. It wasn't cakey, it wasn't hard to blend, it was soft, it was smooth, it's not too thick, it's not too watery, it's just perfect. And also it's more on the creamy side, and like I said, it's a great product. If you want it full coverage, full beat, you will love it. And people did mention that it does oxidize a little bit. As you saw from the moment that I started till now, I don't feel like it oxidized on me, so I don't know, I don't see it. I've seen foundations oxidize on me, and that I did experience with this one. So I don't know if it depends on the person, but do keep an eye out. People mentioned that it did, but it didn't for me, so I am pretty impressed with that as well. So do think about that. What I would recommend is that if you are going to buy a foundation, if you can test it out, it's better to wait. Try on your neck. Okay, try a couple of shades, one light, one dark, and one that you think is yours. Let it dry completely, then you will actually know if it is your shade, because I feel like every product, once it hits the air, there's a different type of chemical reaction that happens once it hits your skin. It just doesn't behave the same. So what it looks like on somebody else, or in the bottle, or on swatches on anywhere else, may not always be how it is on you. So always test it out first, and then once it dries out, then you'll be able to know, okay, this is actually my shade. That's the best way to buy a product, because products, the shade match is always once it fully dries or so-called oxidized, right? So that's my input on that, what I've been learning so far. And also the main things that I did learn from JUVIA'S, which I did know prior, but I feel like I'm learning more about makeup the more I get into it and the more I want to find my best match, is that you have 4 categories of undertones. You have cool undertones, you have warm undertones, you have olive undertones, you have neutral undertones, and you also have golden undertones. So you have actually 5 categories. So I tend to fall in the neutral and lightly golden. So I have 2 kind of things going on there, because you know we all have hyperpigmentation here and there. Some people have acne. You never know what's going on. So they have spots. So there's different things going on. So I found out that the 5 categories that are there, I fall into the neutral golden. So try to learn where you fall, or if you fall into 1 category or 2. That may help you also shade match yourself in different companies, because I know that's a little bit confusing. Okay, so then that's that. So I'm just going to talk about the foundations that I really thought that I would be. That was very confusing. We had Lagos 240, which is a dark neutral undertone. We also had Gabon 300, which is dark neutral golden, and we also have Burkina 310, which is dark neutral warm, which is the one I have, and we also have Malawi 230, which was deep dark. They also had charts on their pages to match you to the most popular foundation shades right now, so you can kind of see how you would measure. But I found that they were not as accurate, but granted it was kind of new, so I do get that they're working on it, but don't rely solely on that. I would say now that it's available at Ulta, some Ultas, not all, if you can find it there, swatch it first and then also use your coupons, because it does work. You know we love coupons over here. So swatch it. If it works, use your coupons, and that's that. Another factor that I would tell you is these foundations will go up to 40% off. Plus, you can use a discount code on top of that, which is Fumi. I love Fumi. I always use her code. So I use Fumi to order mine, and I paid full price because I really wanted to try them out. But you can wait like a month down the road, 2 months, they will go on sale. So you guys, I always tell you, you don't have to go with the hype. If you don't need it, don't buy it. But if you want to buy it, these 2 things have my stamp of approval, provided that you listen to all the claims that I've mentioned in this video. So there is sales coming up. JUVIA'S always has sales, so please don't jump. 40% off up to 40%. That they even have some, they even offer more than 40% off sometimes, so do think about that. And then you can also use code FUMI for 10% off, or you can use your other influencer codes that you wanna support and get more money. So you don't have to get it at Ulta. You can get it even cheaper when it goes on sale. That's how I'm able to stock up on JUVIA'S. I wait for the sales, baby, because the race is not, it's never over, because there's always something. So yeah, so I definitely would like to try more of the complexion product, like the setting powders, the highlighters, the setting powders and the highlighters. I definitely want to try, because I'm actually very impressed with how my look came out today. I like it, so I will definitely wait for the sale and get more stuff from JUVIA'S. And that's about it. That's all I have for claims. Like I said, I love the product. I'll have a little demo of me applying the product as well. You know, I'm not a makeup artist, so I don't typically do like full face videos. So I'll quickly show you how I'm applying the concealer and the foundation on me throughout the week, so you guys can see a quick demo. I will be wearing this foundation more throughout the week and during the summer, just to see, but it is full coverage. The next time I wear it, the next time I apply it, I will use a wet beauty blender, because this time around I actually used the JUVIA'S brush set, which I love. If you can get your hand on this, it's amazing. Wait for the sales, obviously. It's amazing. I love the quality of these brushes, are good. I use this one, but since it's full coverage, it makes it really thick. So try to use a beauty blender, okay? On my eyes today, I use the Urban Decay Born to Run, but for the blue, I love their eyeshadows. They're my favorite. This and Colored Rain, JUVIA'S and Colored Rains are my favorite eyeshadow brands right now, especially with the sales, baby. So I use this blue right here on my eyes from the JUVIA'S Saharan 2 palette. Amazing find. So there you go with that. And lastly, I want to talk about my experience with JUVIA'S. I've never ordered during the launch, and I was more than overwhelmed with my order. I ordered May 25th. I didn't get my order until this Monday, which is very unfair, because it was almost 3 weeks into it. I felt like they were back ordered and they were not honest. I feel like if you're gonna launch something so big and you don't have enough product, you can't take somebody's customers money out of their account without having the product, with knowing that you don't have it. I feel like it's one thing to let us know, okay, the product will be back in stock this day, and we can plan accordingly. So I was at the point where I waited until they launched and watched people from Ulta actually ordering after I ordered, like a week later, and getting their orders before me. And I felt like they were playing when I was going back and forth in emails. Granted, they were very polite, but I felt like not until I filed a claim with JUVIA'SPLACE or told them that I was going to ask for a refund, they shipped the same day. So it took them 2 weeks, going on 3, to actually ship my product. And it's only until I actually opened a claim with PayPal that they actually ship immediately. So I felt like I was kind of being played. I felt like they care more about big influencer, and I also felt like they were trying to get a lot more buzz with other influencers that are in the upcoming area, so they can get more exposure. But they didn't really care about influencers that are starting, or like me, or influencers that are or customers that are just ordering. They had their priority. Their priority was big influencers, upcoming, let's get it out, and then launching at Ulta, getting the products out for Ulta customers first, and then us, which is not fair. JUVIA'SPLACE, I think customer service comes with honesty, and honesty is your customers. It's not necessarily getting PR out, because the PR is there, but there's always other products coming out. So you want customers who are going to love your product and are always going to be showing it in their videos. You don't just want the PR buzz, because what happens after the PR buzz? You know what I mean? What becomes of you? You want to be like Chanel, where never goes on sale, but it's always in demand. And that came with the quality, with the marketing, customer satisfaction, honesty, and all that. And they've built it up, and they're standing there. It's very hard to find Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Hermes, all those kind of brands on sale, because of how they've worked hard to get there. Because if you've noticed, JUVIA'SPLACE always has extreme sales, even after their launches. Like right after, you will see everything goes on sale all the time, 40% off, 40+ off. Why is that? So maybe you want to work more on your marketing strategy and your customer satisfaction relationship, and all that. Consider all of us as equal. Yes, I know you want to grow, you want all this buzz, but the buzz only lasts as long as the next product comes out. So you want us, like avid customers like me. I've ordered all of the JUVIA'SPLACE shadows at one point. I'm always using their products. I'm always talking about their products on my platform, even though I'm not big. But you don't know how many people I've convinced to buy JUVIA'SPLACE. It may be 1 or 2, but it's 1 or 2 that you didn't have. But because they trust me, they kind of built that relationship with JUVIA'SPLACE as well. So every person does matter, JUVIA'SPLACE. I just want to make that clear. I was very, very disappointed, but it's not going to stop me from ordering, because I'm not bitter. Okay, I believe that things do happen. And mind you though, another thing that I would advise JUVIA'SPLACE is, when you do offer a service that is not so pleasant to the customer, you can do incentives like, store credit, a free little goodie here, like ColourPop, for instance. I ordered with ColourPop the same day, and I emailed ColourPop, and they were like, okay, we're kind of backed up, but we'll have your order out, because this time that you ordered was a little busy. And I get that. So when they sent me my product, they had a note saying, sorry we were late, we have a free mini lip gloss for you here. Things like that kind of make us like, okay, they get it, you know what I mean? So things like that, I feel like JUVIA'SPLACE can learn from. So would I order again from JUVIA'SPLACE with this experience? Yes, I would, but I would not order during a launch, only because it was just too stressful for me, and I don't want to deal with that. And also because I know immediately after the launch it's going to go on sale, so it's not even worth it. And plus, I want to buy more products and be able to give it to you guys, because the quality with JUVIA'SPLACE is exceptional. I must give it that. So that is my take on this video. I know I'm late, guys, but it's not my fault. It was on JUVIA'SPLACE court. They did what they had to do, and here we are. And yeah, so I'm definitely proud with this launch. I'm very happy, and I like what they're doing. It was 2 years since they've been hinting at this release, and I really am proud to say, JUVIA'SPLACE, you did a good job here. So there you go, guys. You can go ahead and buy it. All the links down below. below. All details on this look on my blog, always, or on my social media platform. I always list everything that I use on my looks. And also, we always say here on this channel, okay, we are doing quantity and quality at an affordable price, and we don't promote consumerism. Rather, we give you the tools that you need whenever you are ready to purchase. You can go right ahead and make a smarter decision in less time because you trust your YouTuber. So it's very important to also know who you're listening to. So I don't do my videos to promote you guys to go and buy something per se, especially right away. It's just that, you know, we do need to buy things here and there, you know, treats here and there. Sometimes we run out. So as you run out, we're here to help you. We're not here to tell you have to buy it, because remember, you want to be financially secure. And when you do so, I always recommend that you use your debit card or you use cash. We don't do credit cards over here because we want to be on that millionaire status, baby. So there you go. That's my take. I'm gonna have swatches of this foundation as well for you. And yeah, so thank you so much. Any comments, suggestions, okay, I would love to hear from you. Any feedback, I would love to hear from you. Otherwise, I'll see you guys on my next video. Mwah. Ciao guys, bye. I know this was so long, but damn JUVIASPLACE, you made me cry over here. I was like, this might be my big break. I might finally get some ads up in here, but ooh, crickets, we're still gonna be here trying to make it out here. So yeah, all right guys, enough of me blabbing. Bye. This is number 12. This is the concealer. So that is like Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I hope I said it right finally. I never can get it right. Very fat, very big. So just be careful when you're taking it out. Just scrape it a little bit on the side so it doesn't get everywhere. So this is number 12. I just want you guys to see how light it is. I also use it to highlight my brows today. It's pretty good. So there you go. That's number 12 from JUVIASPLACE. And now I'm going to swatch 310 Burkina. So you can see how messy it can get. And that is 310 right there. And I'm going to blend that in so you guys can kind of see what it's doing right here. You see that? So that is 310 right there. You know, it's a pretty okay match. It's just a little warm. So that's that right there. We can keep blending and blending over here so you guys can kind of see. It's heavy, okay? You guys can see my hand is fully caked up right here. Not caked up, but fully covered, if you will. So that's kind of what it's doing right there. So that is 310 Burkina all along. And as you blend it, it kind of melts into your skin. Just like that. You see that? So there you go.
So much, yeah, so much. So tell me, can you feel it? So much, yeah, so much. Then make that visit. So much.
So when they put you to the test, just do your best and let God do the rest. And enemies stress. I'm a living witness. I'm the proof. Nothing is impossible, and that's the truth. You can achieve if you plan to. If I can make it, man, you can too.